Series 0. On October 1st, 1964, Japanese National Railways unveiled the Series 0, the world's first true high-speed train, timed to debut just days before the Tokyo Olympics as a deliberate statement to the world. Unlike every earlier Japanese train, it ran on brand-new standard-gauge track, 4 feet 8 inches wide, replacing the old 3 feet 6 inches narrow gauge used across the rest of the network. It entered commercial service at 130 miles per hour, a figure later raised to 137 miles per hour after 1986. Its bullet-shaped nose was modeled directly on the DC-8 airliner, cutting aerodynamic drag and giving the train its global nickname. Between 1964 and 1986, 6 manufacturers built 3,216 Series 0 cars across 38 production batches, still the highest total production of any single Shinkansen type. The new line instantly cut the Tokyo to Osaka run from over 7 hours to exactly 4. It won Japan's Blue Ribbon Award in 1965 and stayed in daily service for 44 years, finally retiring in 2008 after carrying billions of riders and proving, almost overnight, that high-speed rail was the future of mass transportation. Series 100. By the mid-1980s, the aging Series 0 was losing ground to France's TGV. So in 1985, Japanese National Railways answered with the Series 100, a sharper, more pointed shark nose design that became the last Shinkansen ever developed by JNR before privatization. Its biggest breakthrough had nothing to do with speed. For the first time, a Shinkansen carried true double-decker cars, with the upper level built out as a full dining car and buffet, and a green car offering private compartments for first-class passengers. Top speed only inched up to 143 miles per hour, though a pre-series test unit reached 172 miles per hour during trials in 1985. Assigned to the premium Grand Hikari service, the Series 100 was, by most accounts, the most luxurious Shinkansen ever built, with amenities later generations quietly dropped. JR Central retired its fleet in 2003, and JR West followed in 2012. Preserved cars, including an original dining coach, remain on display today at the Kyoto Railway Museum and the L0 Maglev and Railway Park in Nagoya. Series 300. Every Shinkansen before 1992 had a heavy steel body, and that weight put a hard ceiling on speed. The Series 300 broke through it by switching to a lightweight aluminum alloy body combined with new AC drive VV-VF inverter motors, both firsts for the Shinkansen platform, along with bolsterless bogies and regenerative braking. The result was a top operating speed of 168 miles per hour, launching the new flagship Nozomi service and cutting the Tokyo to Shin-Osaka run to just 2 hours 30 minutes. A pre-production test set, nicknamed the Super Hikari, hit a record 202 miles per hour during 1991 trials. Visually, it was the first Shinkansen to abandon the bullet-nosed cone entirely in favor of a flat, wedge-shaped front end. It carried up to 1,323 passengers per 16-car set and won the Laurel Prize in 1993. It was also the first entirely new Shinkansen developed after Japanese National Railways was broken up and privatized into the JR companies. After 20 years of service, the last Series 300 ran in March 2012. Series 500. Faster trains created a new problem. Every time one shot into a tunnel at speed, compressed air slammed out the far end as a deafening sonic boom, audible hundreds of yards away. JR West engineer Eiji Nakatsu, an avid birdwatcher, noticed that a kingfisher dives from air into water, a far denser medium, almost without a splash thanks to its long, narrow beak. He rebuilt the Series 500's nose to copy it, stretching the front end to 49 feet, more than double the 20-foot nose of the Series 300. Entering commercial service on March 22, 1997, the redesign cut air resistance by roughly 30%, held noise to the required 75 decibel standard even at 186 miles per hour, and pushed the train to a 186 miles per hour top speed on the Sanyo line. It won the Blue Ribbon Award in 1998 and is widely regarded as the most striking Shinkansen design ever built. Its complex nose also made it expensive to manufacture and maintain, so JR West built only 9 full sets before moving to a cheaper successor. Series 700. Entering service on March 13, 1999, the Series 700 traded style for stability, arriving with a flat, wide front end that quickly earned the unglamorous nickname duckbill. The shape wasn't chosen for looks. It cut the tunnel piston effect nearly in half compared with a conventional rounded nose, while also lowering vibration and running costs. It reached 168 miles per hour on the Tokaido line and 177 miles per hour on the Sanyo line, and 1,328 vehicles across 91 sets were built between 1997 and 2006. For over 2 decades, it formed the backbone of Japan's fastest Nozomi services, proving that beauty and performance don't always point in the same direction. It was finally withdrawn from the Tokaido Shinkansen in March 2020, though JR West still runs it on the Sanyo line today as the Hikari Railstar. E4 Series Max. Not every Shinkansen was built to be the fastest. Some were built to move the most people, period. Debuting in December 1997 on JR East's Joetsu Shinkansen, the E4 Series Max was the only Shinkansen ever built with every single car as a full double-decker, including rare 3+3 seating on its upper level. 2 8-car sets could couple together into one 16-car giant, carrying 1,634 seated passengers, still the highest capacity ever recorded for a high-speed train anywhere in the world. Packed with skiers heading to Niigata and Gunma every winter weekend, it gave up outright speed for that capacity, topping out at just 150 miles per hour compared with the 186+ miles per hour of its contemporaries. After 24 years hauling record crowds, the E4 Series Max made its final run on October 1, 2021, closing out the era of the double-decker Shinkansen for good. No Japanese high-speed train built since has repeated the format. E5 Series. By 2011, JR East wanted a Shinkansen fast enough to seriously challenge domestic air travel, and the answer was the E5 Series, running the new Hayabusa service on the Tohoku Shinkansen between Tokyo and Aomori. Built on research from the experimental FastTech 360 prototype, its nose stretched to 49 feet, 30 feet longer than the E2 series it replaced, tackling the same tunnel boom problem the Series 500 faced years earlier, but with an even longer, sharper solution. Combined with a full active suspension and body tilting system, the design let JR East raise the E5's operating speed to 199 miles per hour in March 2013 between Utsunomiya and Morioka, making it Japan's fastest scheduled train. In testing, the E5 was pushed past 249 miles per hour. It won the Blue Ribbon Award in 2012 and remains the benchmark for how far aerodynamic nose design alone can push a wheeled train before physics starts winning. N700S. Launched on July 1, 2020 on the Tokaido Shinkansen, the N700S, the S stands for Supreme, was the first entirely new Tokaido Shinkansen design in 13 years. It runs at up to 177 miles per hour and uses next-generation silicon carbide semiconductors that cut energy consumption 7% compared with its predecessor. But its most important feature is one passengers hope they'll never need. 4 of its 16 cars carry lithium-ion batteries hidden underneath the floor, forming the world's first battery self-propulsion system on a high-speed train. If an earthquake or a power failure cuts the overhead electricity mid-journey, the N700S doesn't just stop dead inside a tunnel or on a bridge. Running on battery power alone at roughly 19 miles per hour, it can move itself clear to the nearest safe station. Built for a country sitting on some of the most active fault lines on Earth, Junior Central expanded the fleet from 4 to 40 units by 2022, making it the standard modern Shinkansen in operation today. Dr. Yellow. This train has never carried a single paying passenger, and Japan is obsessed with it anyway. Nicknamed Dr. Yellow, the Series 923 inspection train scans track alignment, overhead wiring, and signaling equipment at full operating speed, up to 168 miles per hour on the Tokaido line and 177 miles per hour on the Sanyo line, the same pace as the passenger trains it protects. Introduced in 2001 and built on the Series 700 platform, it makes roughly 3 round trips between Tokyo and Hakata each month. But JR Central and JR West have never published its schedule. That mystery is exactly why spotting Dr. Yellow rolling past Mount Fuji is treated across Japan as a genuine sign of good luck. After more than 6 decades of quiet inspection duty tracing back to the earliest Shinkansen years, JR Central retired its unit for good on January 29, 2025, with JR West's remaining train expected to follow by around 2027. No dedicated successor is planned. Future inspection duties are being folded directly into regular N700S service trains. L0 Series Maglev. Every train on this list still needed wheels touching steel rail. This one doesn't. Developed by JR Central for the future Chuo Shinkansen line linking Tokyo, Nagoya, and Osaka, the L0 series floats above its guideway using superconducting magnets, eliminating friction with the track entirely. On April 21, 2015, on the Yamanashi test line, a manned L0 prototype hit 375 miles per hour, breaking the previous 361 miles per hour record set by the earlier L0 Maglev in 2003, and setting the current world speed record for any railed vehicle on Earth. Commercial trains won't run quite that fast. JR Central has capped planned passenger service at roughly 311 miles per hour for comfort. But that's still fast enough to cut the Tokyo to Nagoya trip to about 40 minutes. 14 pre-production L0 cars have already been built by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries and Nippon Sharyo. The Chuo Shinkansen's opening has been delayed indefinitely over a groundwater dispute in Shizuoka Prefecture, with realistic estimates now pointing to the early 2030s. Proof that 6 decades after the Series 0, Japan is still rewriting what a train can do.